So, hi everyone. We're going to talk about the chief engineer and his duty and responsibilities. So, first, the chief engineer of the ship is the head of the technical department of the chief. It is his duty to ensure that the engine room machinery works properly for a smooth voyage. According to the Safety of Life at Sea or the SOLAS Convention, it is the responsibility of the chief engineer to look after the safety of maritime professionals working in the engine room. The duties of the chief engineer are clearly mentioned in STCW 95 section 8-3/2. SOLAS states that the operation of the ship has and its equipment should be properly taken care of by the chief engineer, satisfying all minimum standards of safety. Duties of the chief engineer, both general and emergency conditions on the ship are: first, the chief engineer should ensure that all the ship's machinery and equipment are working in efficient manner in order to support safe navigation of the ship. Second, he should carry out all his duties while complying with the rules and regulations laid down by the Flag State Administration or the IMO and port state authorities. The third one is frequent inspections of equipment dealing with the ship and personal safety must be carried out by him at regular intervals of time.
So, number 3, frequent inspection of equipment dealing with ship and personal safety must be carried out by him at regular intervals of time. Next, number 4, all items used for prevention should be frequently checked and tried out for proper operating condition. So, number 5, chief engineer should lay down a set of standing orders for each crew members under his command. Next, number 6, the standing order should be given in accordance with the routine maintenance schedule as laid down by the Plan Maintenance System or PMS, which is prescribed by the manufacturers. Number 7, he should see that details of every operation and activity should be properly maintained in log records which
Life-saving and fire-preventing equipment should be checked on a regular basis for their operating condition. Operating mechanism and linkages should be inspected and lubricated frequently. In order to minimize sources of fire, Chief Engineer must ensure that proper operation and maintenance of fuel and lubricating oil purifying equipment is carried out to minimize leakage. In case there are leakages, they should be rectified and the earliest. He should also make sure that the amount of waste oil and oil collected should be as less as possible. The collected oil should be burned into incinerator or given to shore-based collecting facilities. Chief Engineer should ensure that the maintenance of incinerator is carried out as per the rules or regulations laid down by the management.
It is imperative of him to check that from the effluent mixture only clean water is pumped out of the ship and only through an oily water separator. According to few company rules, only the chief engineer should handle the oily water separator. In order to make sure the maintenance and repair procedures are carried out properly, necessary machine spare should be made available in the ship store by filling a proper position at the right time. It is a duty of chief engineer to motivate his crew to develop a safety first rule in his work. Chief engineer also makes sure that his crew attends all the shipboard emergency drills and safety meetings.
Each and every crew member should know how to tackle every kind of situation on the ship. The chief engineer must provide guidance to his crew during drills so that they know how to get out of an emergency situation safely in the minimum time possible. While tackling an emergency situation, the chief engineer must follow the company guidelines and procedures for dealing with emergencies. At the site of an emergency, response time matters a lot. Therefore, the chief engineer must be able to guide his crew in minimum time to attend and rectify the task. Chief engineer must have the knowledge of equipment such as fixed firefighting installation, the operation of quick closing valve, etc. in order to deal with extreme emergency situations.
The chief engineer must also have the knowledge of shipboard emergency equipment, response machinery panel, along with other important emergency machinery. During an emergency situation, the chief engineer must maintain proper communication with the master regarding the situation of emergency, and the ship's master is in touch with the local authorities and the shipping office. He must be cooperative with the master so that both deck and engine department function towards bringing the emergency situation under control in the quickest possible time. Last but not the least, the chief engineer should maintain proper conduct with his crew members and address their queries and requirements to the best of his abilities.